of how we want this place to look like. That is why we don't entertain any commercial here. No single this is strictly residential. People that want to live. Although at the long run, people can have like Airbnb, apartment, no problem about that. In as much as the rule of the estate abide with it. But at the same time, we don't want any noise, no mosque, no speaker. In fact, you cannot have mosque in your compound. If you want to have mosque, there must not be speaker. And we won't allow anybody from outside to come and play in your compound. So we don't want any kind of noise. We want the name to remain Chelmsford, and we want the culture of the estate still remain and praise the name of the estate. I think we are together. I'm also a religious person, but there's a total difference between business and religion. This one is for people to live. After working in maybe people that are working in the airport or refinery, they have been working from morning to night, they come back home and they want to sleep. That is the purpose of what we have here. And the approval we have for building is strictly residential. I intentionally made them to put it there, so that when our customers are coming with a problem in the future, we can show them that it is strictly residential. It might be on the road, with no crown estate, no single commercial in the crown estate, and people are living there. Nothing they don't happen, everybody is living fine. So we can the same thing we can have it here as well. People can live fine without nobody disturbing anybody, and that is the reason why we name it Chelmsford, so that we can know from the name it's actually attached to the culture we want to. Are we okay now? Now, why are we selling that amount of the amount we are selling? 29.5 million. Ideally, this price is not even the price so supposed to be selling at all. Let's be realistic to ourselves. No price, that price is not even the price we should be selling. But why are we selling? We have 150. Once we clock 40 plots, then the price will go to 40 million. But as today, we have sold 25 plots. Out of the 40 plots, so we have 15 plots left. The moment we clock that 15 plots, then 29.5 now will become 40 million naira. And we can actually program this into our head. Why do I say the price is not the original price? Let's start from what we are seeing out there. If from here to the road, this place is lower than the road. For whatever we want to do, we must raise this place to the level of the road. And if you see the foundation level we are putting down, it's also going to be equalized to the level of the road. The gatehouse alone is going to cost over 70 million naira, just the gatehouse alone. And that is just 16 meters in terms of length. If we can spend 70 million naira, I'm sure the parliament will be almost 200 million because of the length and the size. If we now break it down into plots we have here, how much is it going to cost? A 1 kilometer road as of today, for people that want to do asphalt, is spending close to 500 million. The interlock is 385 million. And in this estate, we have 1.9 kilometer road. That is almost $1 billion for the road alone, minus drainage. Let's divide it into 150 plots. How much are we charging for developmental fee? The survey here is 1 million naira per plot. The deed, probably the lawyer might charge 200 or 300,000. Multiply it by 150 minus 29.5 million. How much left? Now let's go back. How much is even the original cost of this land? We all know that it's not less than 15 million. It is what everybody is buying. We're buying from the general market. Remove all these assessments and calculate how much left. So if you want to deliver that standard estate we are talking about, it shouldn't be 29.5. But why are we selling 29.5? Just because we have the 40 plot to be sold as off-taker. Anybody buying at this stage of the construction is buying into a dream. Nothing can attract anybody to buy here, aside the road, the accessibility, and what is coming here. But by standard, anybody buying here is buying into your dream. What you are telling them and what I'm telling you now, I'm marketing you, that this is going to look like this. This is going to look like this, and that's what you are buying. And whoever bringing his money to real estate to buy off-taker must have minimum of 10 to 15% profit margin at the beginning when it's buying. By the time the estate is ready, you're selling 100 million. You should be one of the people that take risks and make more money, right? Because the more risk, the more money in real estate. And that is why we're selling that price. So whoever that is buying now at that price is buying as off-taker. And as an off-taker buyer, you have some discount to be added to your profit as your ROI. And that's why we're selling 29.5. Once we clock the 40 plot, the price will go to 40 million per plot. And we only have 500 square meter and 1,000 square meter. Like I said, no commercial. We don't have anything related to that. What we are selling is a ready-made market. The accessibility is 100%. We all know that international airport is coming. It's already been confirmed. The MOU has been signed with the contractors to commence the work. So it's no longer news any longer, or probably it's a proposed project. It's an ongoing project. So we're just hoping that the project will be delivered in 5 years as projected by the stakeholder. So doing that as well, the new master plan, if you check where we have our gate out, it's quite far from where others have their own gate out. If you check the publication like 1 month ago, Lagos State has released another boundary for Lekki-Epe Expressway, and that is the new setback now. We have almost 70 to 80 meters from the express, and just because of the train that is coming. So this is another advantage to property we have along this asset. And at the same time, the airport here, there's a road from here that linking to Oke-Ogun. The same way, if you know Crown Estate, Imperial Estate, beside the surprise, the very much. There's a road opposite there that are constructing now. That road called Lagoon Road is going to Epe. It's going to Oke-Ogun. The same thing we have here. We have 3 like that. There's another one that is now going to Oke-Ogun. So these are the landmark projects that's going to divine this place. Either we like it or not, Fort Menabi is going to come to alive in Lagos State. Either now or later, and it's going to add more value to this place. Right here behind, less than 20 kilometers, we see the refinery from here. If you look back, you see the lights that are showing up far, that is the refinery. It's very far, but at the same time, it's not really far from here. It's just 20 kilometers. And before the refinery, there is a coastal road. From here to coastal road, it's less than 15 kilometers. It's probably around 11 and 12 kilometers. That is coastal road. And coastal road is another amazing project that appreciate the property around there. So the same value the property A is giving, the same value this property is giving. And either by default, in the next 3 years, which is 36 months, we should be looking at 150 to 200 million per plot here. If we cannot believe in future, we should be able to believe in what happened in the past. In 2020, we know how much they are selling Ogumbo. Then it's 25 million naira. Even 2019, Ogumbo is 15 million naira. I bought a property in Ogumbo 2019 and it was 15 million. We sold for what then would be orange via at 11 million, 9 million naira back then. 9 million naira. 2019, we bought property there around 15. That is scheme 2. Now scheme 2 today is around 70 to 80 million, 100 million naira. 100 million. Yeah. Percentage is 100 million. And that is 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. This is May 2025. That is 4 years, 5 months. The property is now 100 million for 15 million. So let's assume that this is 30 million naira in the next 5 years. Now let's take the ROI of 15 to 100 million. That is almost 800%. 800% of 30 million today, we're looking at 150 million to 200 million. So if you refuse to believe what will happen in the future, we should use our past as a forecast of what will happen here. So whoever that is buying here is buying an asset, not just a property, an asset that is going to add value to your portfolio. That could be used for anything. Either you want to revalue, you want to commercialize it, or you want to mortgage it, or you want it for all assets, debenture, anything you want to use real estate for. This is the kind of asset you can use, because it's an asset that comes with the title, and the title is government allocation. It is no longer news. All property around there is government allocation. If you don't have the right document, government will have been coming and seal this place. They know this place from no property here that government is not aware what is going on there. From here to Epe, they have it in their brain. Like update their record every week. So any property you see here, facing road or off the road, trust me, if you ask very well, they will tell you is allocation. Here is a B mass allocation. This is B. We have A over there. So what divided B mass another is this. This is another drainage. And if you check drainage, canal or side water, the standard of Lagos State is there must be 10 meters before the drainage or canal. And where we are stopping our boundaries is approximately 10.5 meters to the drainage. So we are observing all the protocols, all the parameters of Lagos State government, including federal government, of 70 meters inside for us to have adequate construction, and there is no issue either now or future. So that we already have our eye on for the construction of our project. In the next 2 weeks, we start seeing the update on the group, the construction, the road,
and the landscaping in the front of the estate. And I believe this is one of the property that is going to add value to your portfolio. It can be part of it. And also, because of today, we have one promo that's ended, but give us 2 weeks. For whoever that pay once, we are going to fence your land and we are going to give you an architectural design of your house. This is our first client, bought 3 plots facing the express, immediately we fence his land. And this is not the fence that is going to be had, it's going to be a residential fence. If you look straight down, we are working on some people that were allocated last 2-3 weeks that were fencing their land. So that one is to demarcate your property. That nobody is sifting you, but this one is just for being ROD team alone. For the next 2 weeks, if your client pays 10.5 once, then we are going to allocate you immediately. We are going to fence your land and we are going to give you architectural drawing. Either you are ready now or you are ready later.
You have a question? Okay, please let's get the question before it comes up. Let's get.
Yeah, sorry. Please, I want to ask concerning the building plan of this place. Yeah, what's the highest height? As how many stories can the buyer buy in this residence?
Buyer build, right?
Build, yes.
Not buy. Thank you very much. We have regional approval in Lagos and Abuja. So every zone have their building a segment. Hello? Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Let me use from Aja to this way as an example. From Aja facing road, it is 6th floor. Inside, it is D+3. That's 4th floor. And down to this way. They categorize all this place to Lekki phase 2. So it is still the same D+3 floor. We can't go beyond that for residential. But facing the express is 6th floor because it's meant to be commercial. So that thing is still applicable to everybody here. If you go to scheme 2, you can't see anything beyond D+3. Lekki Pride 1, D+3. Are you getting it now? I mentioned Lekki Pride so that you can easily identify what I'm talking about. Year 2 is still D+3. You can't go beyond that. But year in, year house, there's only an increment. Before it was D+3. In Ikate now, we can go to 9th floor. Before it was 6th floor. If we check Mufasa phase 1, phase 2, which is B, is higher than the 1. So now they have increased another floor. So here, the moment they increase that one, they increase this one too. But in Epe, you can't do D+3. You can only do D+2. Are we together now? So as they are increasing Eco Atlantic to 50th floor, they will increase this one too. Because it's the population that determines the height of the building that is to be erected in particular location. So we call it regional approval. Are we getting it now? So, and another thing I would like to talk about is we have some kind of commercial that is not really creating noise, just like we have offices. You can have office in some area that is not producing noise and is not causing a nuisance, just like we have in scheme 2. But in a gated environment, you cannot have it. If you have it, you must not have a signage outside. Are we together now? So you can have it, you must not have a signage outside. There's some street in Lekki that you cannot have it. And there's some place you can have it. For Law of you can have any business in there. But in some area, or for Law of you cannot have it there. So we are using the same regional approval for this place as well, which is D+3 for now. And at the long run, I don't think you might be higher than that because of the airport. We don't know the direction of the plane until when the airport is completed. Then they will not tell us this is final, you can go here. But I doubt it is going to be high rising. Because in Ikeja, do you see any high rising around the airport? No, I don't think. But this is just 1 kilometer to the airport. They wouldn't want to reach that kind of. So, well, it depends on our government, yeah, but based on my understanding and my knowledge. Thank you very much. I hope
Thank you very much, sir. Okay, Mr. Peter. Sir, please, they are still asking questions.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
My name is Dr. Alphonsus Peter.
Dr.
Alphonsus Peter.
Okay.
I was lucky to have spoken about your property in my boss today because I coordinated.
Wow, thank you very much.
About the Ibadan property, 6 million.
Wow.
So I have a question with respect to that idea.
Okay, sir.
I wanted to ask Dr.
The complex.
Yes.
I think that
Okay, I wouldn't ask that.
After the presentation, I ask the question. So ask for this one now.
Respect to the person I wanted to ask.
Yes, sir.
Also, Geraldine, but she didn't.
No,
she was at my back. She held my hand. When I did like this, I didn't see her again. You know,
someone that connected everybody. So we please now.
I didn't see her again until she appeared. I now asked her. She didn't give me the answer. Now I'm asking you because of what you said.
Okay.
You touched the same topic.
Okay.
1 kilometer from the airport.
Yes.
Is this property?
Yes.
Now you have a client.
Yes.
That's asking you that he is interested in this property.
Okay.
But that he wants you to give him the aviation route.
Aviation route.
The route to the property. He wants a formal report from the authority.
Okay.
Since you don't have the answer, because you said something now.
Yes.
That we don't know until the airport is completed.
Yes.
It appears you don't know whether the plane will come from here,
Yes.
this way or that way.
Yes.
Who can we meet now so that the person will tell us where the plane will come?
Okay, now. No, it's a very good. This question is very important. Anybody can ask you this question. Yes. Let him finish with the question, please. I'm personally interested in it because I need to ask some people more questions about it.
Because it's a question that if they want me to read this, I didn't formulate it.
No, don't bother to read it because I don't want it. Okay.
So
now,
it's a unique thing of interest to me because I've been thinking, and thank God you touched that.
Okay, no problem. I will say something about it.
Proximity is an advantage, but sometimes it might be a disadvantage if they don't handle it well.
Okay.
So other person will get the same question.
Of course. Thank you very much. Thank you. Can we put us together? And let me start from. Let me apologize on behalf of my organ. I'm sure she did not run away from you. Probably something come up, please. So apology accepted, sir. Sir. Yes. Okay. Thank you very much. Good. Now, I'm not going to answer this question directly. It's just going to be an illustration that everybody will agree with me. And also, I will ask this question to the authority. I'm going to ask authority this question. That probably, now, before plane could get into the compound of the airport, there is a height, a standard height. So I don't think any plane could come down to probably 20 meters. Before stepping into the compound, I'm not talking about the runway now. I'm talking about the compound of the airport. The premises, God bless you. I don't think any plane could less than 20 meters. And if you check anywhere there is airport in the world, hardly you see high-rising building. The only building that is too tall, it is the building inside the premise of the airport where they monitor the movement of the aircraft. Because we can have 2 aircraft that are coming like this. That's the purpose of that house. And if the aircraft is going to another country, the person that is there, we see that this thing is going to, we have boundary. The Indian airplane cannot cross another country boundary. They will see it there. And if the 2 airplanes want to cross each other, is that person that will control the pilot that can you slow down? So one of them will go down, one will go up. For them not to have crash. It is only that kind of building that is to talk. So that no one could block his view to see at least maybe 200 kilometers. I don't know how they have something. If you go to the airport, you see what I'm saying. I want to know that the standard of every international airport, there is the height of every building, which is not up to 10 meters. That's number 1. 2, I don't think airports have just one route. Probably the plane that is coming from Abuja is coming here. The one that's coming from US is coming here. Well, people that have knowledge about it are here, I'm sure. I don't think all the aircraft have same route, although they have a very unique area. When you sit down in front of the lounge of British lounge in the Heathrow Airport, see that more than 50 aircraft are lined up like this and are coming at all the same time. They have their route, but it's not just particular to one zone. They could be from this side and they could be from this side. Because if any of them are coming from this side, there could be problem. So I don't want to believe that anyone could point out finger to this is where it's going to pass. For now, I don't think so. But I'm going to ask this question from people that I know they know better. If it's the kind of information they can release to us now. But I can assure you, no building will get to a level whereby it will block the view of any aircraft. I don't think government can make that kind of mistake. And besides, airport is being managed and ruled by the international law. For example, if you travel from Ghana to Nigeria is an international trade. If your bag is being misplaced or anything happen to your bag, international law says you can only entitle to $1,000. If you can prove that whatever you have in your bag equivalent to $1,000, I've lost this bag before. I took them to court. The same thing that was over, that they give me $1,000 for all my bag, not per bag. If I want 1,000 bags, they will give you just $1,000. And if you go to any court in the world, the same thing that's in Nigeria, they'll be saying in Ghana, in US, because it's an international law. So it's not like an institute that being governed by the country. No, it's an institute that international law is well established there. I don't know where you're getting my point. There's a standard they follow. It's not like Nigerian law, Nigerian from Togo law. So be rest assured that the safety measure will be in place. And for them to bring the airport here, I'm sure a lot of assessment certificates have been ordered before they can pronounce this is where we're going to have the airport. Are we together? So the authorities should know better, and I'm sure they have done better. It is not like a garage. So thank you very much. And if I have more answer, I'll pass it to Mrs. Elizabeth. Thank you very much for now. Any question about the Chelmsford before I move to MK shopping mall? Okay, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Please, what's the payment plan for Chelmsford?
Okay.
How far can we go? 6 months or 12 months?
I think we have 12 months, man. We have 12 months, man. We have 6 months. 3, 6, and 12. I think 3 months is free, interest free, which is outright period. So your client can pay within 90 days, still within the bracket of outright. Is the level of the work we are using to determine the interest rate. So if you pay within 3 months, and we are still within this level of work, so still in the bracket of 3 months. So we have 6 months, we have 12 months. It's just 150 plus, we don't want to go beyond that. And he said about his 3 plus, but yes. Is that one? No. It's all inclusive, 9.5 million, all inclusive. No, you didn't charge this one. Okay, person.
How possible is it going to be a quiet place? Considering you advising somebody that needs a quiet place, that doesn't need noise, and you at the same time telling him the activities happening around here that will boost the... So I don't know how we go about that.
Okay, thank you very much. Now, I'm not going to use the Nigerian airport as an example. I'm going to use Heathrow. It's one of the busiest and the biggest airports. No plane land beyond 11 p.m. It can go and be your findings. Because they believe that at that time people are going to bed. You can do your findings. I don't think there's a country where the airport will work overnight. That the plane is landing 1 a.m., 2 a.m. You can do your findings. So my own best of knowledge, like the one I've been to, the country I've been to, the last flight used to land maybe around 10, 11. And the first flight will land around 6 a.m. in the morning, right? They believe that people are going to bed. I get it now. If your flight is being delayed beyond 10 a.m., 10 p.m. in even local airline, that one is following day. They will not carry anybody. I've been in the airport till almost 5 a.m. in the morning. And just because they don't want to fly overnight, anything can happen. Are we together? So they believe that that time people are going to bed to sleep. And the noise of aircraft is just one. And that should be within 10 minutes already land, and that's all. So that's not really disturbed back to my own best of knowledge. And a lot of people enjoy even the noise. When we are still very young, when we see play like this, we'll be jumping and praising. There's no supporting. So I don't think the kind of noise that people will complain about. And anyone that wants to live close to the airport, we have majority of people that been around the airport. It's mostly people that, okay, we might travel back. Okay, if you know Amsterdam airport, it's like airport, just like the one that wants to be there. There's a city inside the airport. There's virtually a standard line inside the airport. Once you land, you can do everything you want to do there. And then you check out back. So, and the noise is not going to be everywhere. It's going to be one side, which I believe at the long run we could discover all these things. So it won't be something that is really going to affect. You know, having airport around. Okay. So you want to say something about that?
Sorry, to the lady that asked the question. Okay, now, if you've been to Ikeja before, Yes, if you've been to Ikeja before, for you to hear the noise of the plane, you have to be living very close to the landing spot. This place is nowhere close to the landing spot at all. I mentioned earlier, don't think that the airport is 10 plots. It's like a whole city. It's massive, it's vast. I said it is the biggest we have in Africa. Do you understand what I mean by that vastness? This place is nowhere near the airport, number one. Number two, the airport does not just comprise of a unit of an allocated plot for landing planes. There are so many things that will be inside that airport. Hotels will be inside that same airport. Do you understand? Eateries will be there. Fashion houses will be there. Schools will be inside that same airport. Do you understand? So there are so many things that will be happening in the airport. Right in the premises of the airport, people will be living there. Not to talk of us that will be here, because I'll be here too, yeah. Thank you.
It's 2,500 acres.
So it's 2,500 acres. So there is no close. So your client does, 3,000. Your client does not have any problem at all. Do you understand?
Over 53,500 hectares. Over 53,000 plots.
So you don't understand. There's nothing like noise.
And the place is going to be back at the back. It's not in the front. So it's a whole city. It's beyond there. Some local government. People live in there. People live in there. City airport now.
So thank you very much. My question is so short. The question is that on the respect of a client that want to do outright payments, and the benefit as being described, land number one among others is perimeter fencing. Number two is C of O covered. Number three, this someone should help me out.
Architectural drawing.
It's not easy. Number three is architectural design confirmed. Now, the number first I just mentioned, the perimeter fencing. Do you know one thing about our customers is that, or clients, is that they like a roof. By the time you tell them perimeter fencing, they'll ask you on how many coaches of. I get it. We don't know whether you can.
Residential level.
Oh, that's nice. Residential level, you know that, but they'll ask you how many coach.
It has to be IS 5.
5 coaches.
Is always 5 coaches.
Thank you very much. Yes, 5 coaches.
Is that all? Is that your question?
BRG.
We like by listening on that place.
We like noise. We love noise. The airport will not cause us noise. We love noise. Please, you made mention of the alignment to the road. Is it the duty of the buyer or MKH?
Okay, the alignment of the road. Our own is standard for you. No. This is the level we are living. For example, no matter how the foundation you want to do, you still get to raise it up. Are you getting it now? So it's better you raise it up, align. So we'll give everybody alignment. The drainage inside the asset will be the alignment of everybody plus. So once we set out our drainage, that's the higher. Once we start setting up our drainage, you can see the alignment we are talking about. It's very easy for you to identify. So it now depends on what you are building. Either you are using pad or pipe or foundation or whatever. You're getting it now. So it's not something that will be too. But we are going to give everybody something like this. So very accessible for you to do whatever you want to do. Someone raised his hand at the back. Do you have any question at the back? Okay. Tie up. Okay. Follow this thing. Where you stand is how we are going to allocate all the client. It's same thing we did for everybody. You are going to have access to your land. Like this. So this is what you are getting. I don't know if I get my point. Now, because if you like raise it up, you still gain water area. Are you getting it now? So and that doesn't define the kind of foundation you are going to use. But this is what we are giving everybody. Okay. Because if we check the Google pin of this location, Google has not updated it. We check what we have here at early stage there. We are the one that refine it to this level. What we have here is all these palm tree. And you know, wherever we have that kind of palm tree, there's water there. After we excavate it, then we now do the topsoil, and that's what we have here. So we're going to have topsoil for every location of the estate, so that you can have access to your land. Are we good? Yeah. Okay, we use our gate perimeter short pile that we did there as an example. Why do we need to go there? Why do we need to go for this kind of foundation? Now, if you survey any location, by standard, there's a particular period you need to wait. Probably 6 months or 1 year. Minimum 6 months, depend on the location and the result of the soil test. Here we're supposed to wait for another 6 months. But because we want to start our foundation very quickly, so we need to do a short pile. Short pile, we call it a depth foundation that is one of the strongest foundations. And as you can see, that's already the rise of our short pile, that's where we're having our foundation, the DCPs of our gatehouse. So at the end of the day, what you are seeing is going to be on the ground. And that one will set at the standard of the height of our foundation. Are we together? But if you want to wait maybe by the end of this year, this sand, this particular blade will have been more solid, so it can accommodate rafts. The raft is another good foundation because it's going to chain around. And if you cannot wait to level where we can use raft, you can use pad. Pad is another foundation that every joint will be high on, and there's going to be a chain bed around it. We call it pad. Then we use block to support it. It's as if they are using a raft foundation, but it's more bigger and more strength than the raft foundation. Or any kind of foundation you want to, this space can actually accommodate it. Because we have the good soil at 4 meters. And that's the result of our soil test. So once you have the good soil, top soil on the 4 meter, then you are good to go. Are you getting it now? So, thank you very much. Now,